Hey, thanks for clicking on this video. I have here with me Principal and Superintendent Darren Siemens. Darren, it's been a busy couple weeks. It feels like a busy couple months, but there's some fun stuff that we have that we can share with you guys. It's really, really exciting. But first of all, thanks, Darren, for coming.
Hey,
in
you
here.
bet. And I know we were kind of getting in a good routine after board meetings and all that. And I apologize because it has just been bonkers.
But for good reason.
It has for good reasons. And time just goes by so fast. It makes me older every time I say that. I sound like my parents. But it is a reality. So here we are today to get some updates out to the public on some of the meetings we've been having, and hopefully to get people excited about the continued work we're trying to do with our campus, and to make things flow a little bit better up here and make it a more enjoyable experience for our students and our staff, and
an exciting experience.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
You bet, buddy.
Yeah. So like as far as we got some notes here, as we always typically do. And we got committee meetings. So there's a couple meetings that have happened, but the one that's really exciting. So building committee, and isn't building as in this building. There was a meeting with an architect. Darren, what is going on?
So you bet. So this was probably the third or fourth meeting with Ubel Designs out of Bismarck, North Dakota.
Okay.
What we're doing is working with plans with Ubel Designs on a remodel for our science lab in the 1967 edition. So anyone that's been to school here in the last 18 years, that's Miss Block's room. For my generation that didn't have kids or whatever, you're talking about Mr. Wills's room. You know, Mr. Butterfield taught in there way back. So it's on the 67 side, and really we're gonna gut that room, and even remove walls, put another entrance into there, so we have two exits, and then really make it a 21st century science room with a lab that works. 1967 edition. It doesn't owe the district any money. I think we got every ounce of utility out of there, but we're to the point to where the gas lines, we no longer pump gas in there because of the leaks. The plumbing is shot, and it was just one of those deals to where, in order to really do what we know Miss Block is capable of doing, and to do a service to the kids, because science is such an important cog in so many career choices.
Yep.
The board was like, okay, we got to get doing this, and the board's been talking about this for all of my extent as superintendent, so the last 5 years. And I know there's been some change up on the board, but all of those board members have had this has been a priority, whether it was when with Mrs. Schmitz when she was on there, Mr. Yonner, past President Kinsfodder, and all the current board members. This is just a continuation of, like, all right, we're finally at that point where we feel we can make this happen up there. So
yeah, this has been very ongoing for quite some time.
Yes. So and it's just it's getting to that exciting point, right? To where it's like we're looking at architectural drawings. Miss Block, has reached out to a lot of different other science teachers. She has toured other schools and has taken all of that and melded it into what we feel is going to be the best space that we're able to provide without really getting crazy and like losing other classrooms, with still working in the footprint of that room where it is
working
right
with
now.
what we have.
Yep.
And the exciting thing about this, because from my memory, and correct me if I'm wrong, we had people come to the school, I want to say almost 5 years ago now, and look at our building to see, is it okay? Because obviously you've seen a lot of smaller towns rebuild, right?
Yeah.
But one of the biggest reasons why it's changing our direction, right, is because the bones of this building are so good.
Correct. You bet. You think about it, and it's probably actually been longer than that. I mean, it shows how fast time goes. You look at, we finished up the project with the pool, and the 2 boiler room renovations and the windows and all that stuff. But it goes back like 12 years to where the board at that time put a new rubber roof on the high school addition, put all new univents in each classroom. That's where those engineers really came in, and they're like, you don't really want to walk away because she's a good building. And it's the whole campus. I mean, they evaluated the 1952 edition, the 56 edition, the 67 edition. It was built really, really well, and it's been taken care of over the years, albeit with a lot of deferred minimal maintenance things. That again, I think we've been very proactive trying to fix with the lighting and doors and the windows. Like I said, you know, we do have some ceiling areas that need to be worked on and just updated and freshened up.
Yep.
You know, a coat of paint only goes so far,
Mm-hmm.
and then you got to start looking a little deeper. So
Awesome. So this is kind of the result of that. Like that's
Yeah.
kind of the direction that we're heading in. So
Yep.
we're talking about that science room. And when it comes to, you were talking about a couple of the things that were in there. Are we at a point where we can share, you know, what the plan or layout might
I think maybe within the next month we're going to be able to do a podcast where we can put in some architectural renderings
Okay.
of what those rooms look like. In addition to the science room, we also do want to address the entrance at door C in the vestibule area. It's a very small space. We want to make it larger so there's a space for students while they're waiting for buses or waiting for parents to pick them up, to where they can be inside and be warm, but yet there's still a security component to the school. That also adds added security for the school during the normal day. So we're looking at changing some things at the entrance at door C, which we're going to change some office spaces, but ultimately not messing with the footprint of the original building a whole lot there.
Yep.
Just changing some of the internal spaces, which will hopefully also brighten it up, add some more light, natural light to the area, make the space feel larger. Again, the security component I can't emphasize enough is very important. And then also open up the kind of that library area to where the students for years have been asking for like a student lounge type situation. And hopefully we're going to be able to provide a space where they can kind of chill and relax when they have times, but also a nice relaxed space to work on academics.
Very, very cool. So like with that, you know, like you said, with the Miss Block situation or the science lab situation, once we get these renderings kind of locked
Yep.
in and we're ready, you know, to share them, we know that this is what it's
Gonna be.
possibly going to look
Yep.
like. You know, we can visit that at a later
Yeah.
time.
Yep,
But,
totally. And our hopes are is to have this thing out for bid after the new year. This is a project we want to be done for the 26-27 school year.
So we're moving.
Yeah.
We're moving.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're going to hear a lot more about this very
You
soon.
bet. So
Very cool. So that's the building committee. Is there anything else that we're missing out of there?
we had another building committee later on in the week this week where we've been working with the vendor on possible replacement of all the lockers in the school buildings.
Wow.
The lockers in the little gym area were replaced probably 9 years ago, I suppose. So we're looking at replacing the hallway lockers and trying to provide a little bit larger, because we have more lockers right now than what we need by a long shot. But we're going to provide a wider locker in some areas rather than the traditional long locker. We're looking at maybe doing a half and a half. So the kids would have this locker for your books and your academic supplies. Maybe the bottom locker is more for boots, sports equipment, FIED, that kind of stuff.
You don't
Yep.
have a whole mess. You can compartmentalize a little bit.
You betcha. And then
Very
if
cool.
the day ever came to where we had a blow up because of maybe oil or something like that, we would have two lockers in the space where there was once one.
So it's
You know,
it's
exactly a dual
prepared.
purpose. It would allow us to take on an expansion if we needed it. So we're excited for that. In the discussion with that vendor, I mentioned how I had been looking for quotes on new seats for the AV room, and he was like, "Hey, that's me. I can do that too." So unbeknownst to us going into the meeting, we went in, he measured that up. So I'm looking for some numbers back on some more lyceum type seating that will make that a true classroom environment where kids can be there, take notes. Anyone that's been in there, it has your traditional theater seating from I don't know. I mean, those things are old. They've been refurbished over the years. They're not original to that room,
But close is what it sounds
but
like.
but they're from a theater that went out of business.
Oh wow.
So there is no writing surface capabilities. So the AV room, for anyone that hasn't been in there over the last 8 years, has been updated with electronics. It has one of the best VR capability areas in the state, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh yeah.
Our Zoom and distance education capabilities are crazy. The only thing missing is some decent seats, so we could actually take kids in there and expect them to take notes
Do some
and
type-
answer worksheets and things of that nature. And we also went up with that person, and he measured the stage. And the reason why is we're looking at the possibility of trying to add some seating to the stage.
Oh, wow.
It would be nice to be able to throw our hat in for some district tournaments. In order to do that, we have to increase our seating capacity. So we're looking at doing that in the hopes that we can get some district tournaments and bring business to town, bring people to town so they're spending money on Main Street and helping out all of our taxpayers and help out the community in that way.
Absolutely.
So that kind of takes care of the building committee things that we've been really working on hard
a lot of
lately.
exciting stuff, honestly.
Yeah.
A lot of big
Yeah.
stuff too. That's really, really great. So we've talked about some of those things. Then also to negotiations.
Yeah, so we had a negotiations meeting the other day. That more focused on, from the last board meeting in November. Mr. Erickson did make everyone aware that this would be his last year as elementary principal. He has done a phenomenal job, and at the end, it'll be 5 years as principal. I've truly enjoyed working with him. He's a very consistent disciplinarian down there, and people are like, "Oh, here we go with discipline." And what I mean by that is holding children accountable to the standards of the district. That doesn't mean it's a detention situation. It doesn't mean that kids are getting in trouble and have to spend time with him. What it means is he takes the time to really work with the classroom teachers and students, groups and individuals, and their parents, saying, "Hey, this is what's expected in Hettinger. This is in order to be successful, in order to be a positive part of the environment. This is what we need you to do," and that takes time. And ultimately, my side of the building reaps that reward. In addition to that, he's done huge steps with bringing forward the ELA program, the CKLA, and the Amplify. I mean, we're finally rolling out a program to where it has consistency throughout the K-6 grades.
Yeah, so there's no holes in the boat.
Exactly. Yeah. There's no holes in that program at all. During his tenure, we have switched math programs to the same type of philosophy, to where the math program has consistency, has a true sequence pattern. So again, it's one of those things. He's done a phenomenal job, and I hope he's still able to help out in some capacity. He was a very good classroom teacher before he went into the administration, so hopefully he's still able to help us in some capacity there. So ultimately, long story short, that is why we had a negotiations meeting, because it is times where we have to redesign what the position he is leaving is going to be. As people are well aware, I am the high school principal, 712 principal and superintendent. At times that is very manageable. At times it is not. So different components of that suffer. So we're trying to see how we can also maybe redo that a little bit, and break up some of those things and redesign what it is going forward now before we start to advertise for that position. Absolutely. And ultimately it may have some implications on some other positions in the district as well. And whatnot. We're looking at the possibility of bringing in more mental health on a consistent basis, whether that is assistance just in the classroom with teaching moments and kind of doing the curriculum and lessons on friendship building and handling conflict resolution at a real young age, kindergarten, preschool, really focusing on teaching feeling awareness. What are you feeling, and how do you verbalize that so people around you know what it is? And again, we're looking at extending on that, building on that. Do we need to partner with any agencies and provide more counseling on campus services? Having been a past guidance counselor, by no means are school guidance counselors therapists. It's not a true expectation. Actually, it's ethically not correct to do that, or to do long-term counseling at all. So again, we're looking at a lot of those different positions, and saying, okay, how do we want to re-envision this moving forward?
Absolutely. Yeah. So honestly, a lot of exciting changes, like moving forward.
Yeah.
A lot of possibilities.
A lot of possibilities, a lot of opportunity. That may be all just within Hettinger Public School, but it also might be some opportunities for us to partner with other agencies in our region.
Very, very awesome.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Other things you wanted to talk about? It looks like there's some stuff with co-op. It
Yeah.
looks like there's some other deals you want to talk about. Why don't
Yep.
we go over those?
Last night. No, it wasn't last night. 2 nights ago.
Oh yeah, because it's
Yeah,
Friday.
yeah.
now,
2 nights ago, we had on Wednesday night we had our regular end of the fall sports co-op committee meeting. That's typically we come in, we review expenses, we review participation numbers, right? Because those have an impact on the following years, like who has what games, what's the financial breakdown going to be. So we had our normal conversations. And then along with that, we also talked about our agreement, going through that document, sprucing it up as far as updating it for the times. I think for a long time, people were under the impression that agreement should be written and then we're done with it. Like, hey, this is the Constitution. It's going to last for 250 years.
Yeah.
Well, dude, that ain't going to happen. Getting this thing to last for 10 years, I think, is just too much because you have two communities that are constantly changing
And evolving.
and evolving,
Yeah.
and it's like you have to review that document more often than what we were doing. And again, this was a positive change that started last year, actually in December as well, to where the group had some honest, hard conversations, a lot of transparency. And again, I thank the board members for doing that because it's sports talk is scary. I'm just going to tell you, it's scary because small towns live and breathe sports. I mean, I'm a firm believer. We could be failing the state assessment, and as long as we're winning the game, nobody in town's going to say anything. So these are hot topics, and it takes a lot of courage for board members to be transparent and be honest. And the more honest that they're able to be, the more honest that we, the employees of the districts, are able to be. And I feel that for the last 12 months, there's been some very, very honest and open conversations, albeit emotional at times, which is fine. We're emotional people. Why wouldn't there be emotions there?
Of course.
And we're working to update that and make sure it's something that both communities can work with. So we had some awesome conversation during that meeting. Ultimately, some things to take back to both of our boards to talk about. But things are looking good. The co-op is strong. You know, we got coaches in good positions. Kids are working hard. Great kids. I can't say enough. Working with that junior high football program, how much I enjoy working with the youth of both these communities. It is absolutely phenomenal. Something that actually probably at one point in time kind of scared me a little bit.
Oh, really?
And I don't really know. I don't even know how to explain it, but it was kind of like, man, how am I going to get to know these guys? Are they going to be receptive to me?
Well, because you're not around.
Yeah, because you're not around them.
You got to deal with that too.
Yeah, and it's like, you know what? I mean, so I thank the kids too. You know, the kids in this thing. It's a lot to ask of them too. They have to be courageous.
Absolutely.
And so again, it's one of those deals to where the co-op is strong. Strong conversations create strength.
Transparency
creates trust.
Yep.
And that's what we're doing moving forward. And again, I can't thank enough the board members that have been on that committee in the past, especially over the last 12 months. And the current board members that are on it are continuing the openness and that transparency. So it makes it really fun. I mean, I came home from that meeting and it was like, that was really a fun meeting.
That's awesome.
And that's anytime you can come away from a meeting where you're talking about some serious stuff that impacts children and come home and be happy. Like,
be excited.
Be excited about it. That's always a good thing. So
that's awesome. So does that kind of conclude the sports co-op meetings and all that stuff?
Yeah, for the most part, there's some other things that'll be coming out of there. We do have a coach resignation. But we got to take that to our boards first. So that'll be coming out more on like December. I think the next board meeting is December 17th. But otherwise, there was no other really big.
Okay.
As I'm looking at the agenda here, I'm just trying to give myself time in case there was something. But no.
Okay.
No, nothing I can think of.
Well, now we're already looking at when you mentioned December, you said 17th.
Yeah.
19th, the end of the first semester already. We're kind of wrapping it up, and holy cow, it went quick.
It's gone crazy fast. Yeah, we got semester tests here in Hettinger, 17th, 18th, and 19th on the 7-12 side. And I say semester tests kind of tongue in cheek. And the reason why I say that is we give the teachers the option. It doesn't have to be your traditional semester test. In the spring, we definitely want that. We want the kids to have that experience, not as a trap or anything like that, but they need to be able to study and understand that test. Yeah, learn that skill. Yep. A lot of these are project-based tests right now, or more projects that they're turning in. I was just talking with Mr. Warbus with creative writing, and it's pretty much a portfolio of all their writings and things. And some of them, it's just simply a chapter test. So no, it'll be fun. Our his school student council has some fun activities kind of planned over the testing to kind of keep things merry and light and jolly in the Christmas
with some
season.
Dress up days too.
Yeah, we got some dress up days, and then I know they're serving some cocoa on one day, and and some other good things on the other days. So we're winding down the semester, coming into the holiday season, and next thing you know, we'll be talking graduation as fast as things go. So. And here we are in your studio. I mean, I don't know if people have noticed.
We're getting there. Oh yeah.
If they've noticed with any of the podcasts or your school news. I mean, we've changed things up with you. You know, we took you out of the dungeon that used to be my office as a counselor. You know, you got a classroom. At some point in time, you're going to have to give a tour.
Absolutely.
And I know that this is a far away from being finished. Mr. Buckmeyer's classes are helping redesign in here. We're like building a classroom within a classroom. Unless you can explain that better.
Yeah, no, essentially think of it as like you're building multiple miniature studios.
Yeah.
So where we're sitting in, it will be one of multiple studios within a classroom. And the thing I'm most excited about, and it was something that you brought to me, because we were just going to put up a wall and be, just some backdrop and it'd be done. It's like, hold on, Janikowski, if you can just slow down for a second, maybe we can do something really cool. Yeah. What if we bring in the kids? And that was a really cool idea. I've been seeing them all the time. They have stuff taped out on the floor. We know where stuff's going to go. We got plans, and I'm really excited for the next couple of months. It's going to be really fun.
It's going to be awesome, man.
A great resource, not only for the kids who take the class, but anybody in the school or even in the community. It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be an awesome resource for all of your classes.
Oh yeah.
For these kids, it's the kids that are building this for Mr. Buckmeyer's class. It's a trades class. It's a building class. So I mean, it's something where they are learning construction. They are learning the wiring. Yeah. And again, when we can do that, and in essence, shoot the proverbial bird with more birds with one stone, so to speak.
Yep.
The benefits are going to be awesome. Anyone that's looked at that light park, you can see what that class is capable of creating. Pretty awesome. Not to scare them on what our expectations are, but it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be fun, and like you say, it takes a lot of patience because it takes time. But when it's finished, this is gonna be a pretty cool environment in here too. So.
Absolutely. Basically a lot of awesome, exciting things on the way.
Yep, you bet.
To kind of conclude it. Well, Darren, thank you so much for coming in and talking with us, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
All right, buddy. See you later.
Thanks.